Good rising, good people. It's a new day. Thankfully, we got some rain. It's middle of October 2022, just past the full moon. Come take a walk. You can see the seedlings that have been planted. I think these had cucumbers in it. Yeah, I think these had cucumbers and a couple other crops that were growing all through here, and now they've been transformed. There was peanuts in here. Now we got broccolis growing. We want to look at what's happening with the food supply globally, realizing that we live on a planet, right? We don't live in nations. Nations are a creation, but the planet is real. And everywhere we go, we see that the seed has to be planted in order for the harvest to come. Come down. It's Friday and we're harvesting for market. And we've been doing this for multiple years. Growing the food, getting it to market in our local area, getting it to chefs, getting it to restaurant owners, getting it to people who care about the food. And simultaneously, we've been studying global politics, precious metals markets, and Bitcoin. And what we're starting to see is an overlap. Anybody who's keeping track of what's happening in Haiti right now is seeing that the United States government is launching a boat out on the coastline to patrol the coast and sending extra troops to the border of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. And the word is that there's been a pipeline that's been blockaded by people who are demanding for there to be freedom and justice and economic growth in their own communities, and the change of the government, the current government. And then you hear about what's happening in Europe, and they're saying that Germany has just decided that they don't want to take Russian gas, even after the explosion of a pipeline, going into winter. You know how cold it gets in Germany in winter? So what does this mean for us? Why are we even thinking about it? Why are we talking about it? What is the point? The point is that when we look at the consumer price index that is released, that is supposed to be an indicator of what kind of inflation is happening in our country, some of the things that they don't include are the cost of housing, food, and energy. Now, when you look at your own expenses, how much is spent on food, how much is spent on energy and fuel, and how much is spent on housing? And if somebody said, hey, you can tell me your expenses, your monthly expenses, but you can't include your energy expense, your food expense, your educational expenses, your housing expenses, would that be an accurate statement of your expenses and your living and how much it costs for you to live each month? And our worlds might be education, or they might be the worlds of construction, they might be computer tech worlds, and there's those of us who our world is local food. Our world is understanding that farming globally, small farms globally are under attack. Whether you look in Pakistan, in India, in Denmark, in the United States, grain supplies are down because of drought. Prices for seeds are going up. And some of us came into farming without a farming education or without a family farm history. And what that has done to us is it's left us open and flexible to research and absorb data and information coming from a lot of different sources. We know now that there are conferences happening around local food systems. Black Urban Growers and Farmers Network is coming to Atlanta, and the conversations are right on time. We hope many of you will be at the Bugs Conference to understand the state of what's happening. We live in these places, but we're part of a whole planet. And all over the planet right now, people who decide to grow food, we're in a very, very unique place. We have amazing opportunities at our disposal, while there are tremendous pressures of opposition welling up all around us. So when we're thinking about it, we're asking you to think about your energy, your food, and your wealth preservation. How do you preserve your wealth? The money that you earn, or the pay that you earn, what is it converted into? How do you convert it into money or stability or assets or resources? Where is your food coming from? Do you produce your food? Do you know the person who produces your food? Or do you have stockpiles of food? Do you have seeds? Do you have herbs that you might need for medication? Do you know someone who makes medication out of herbs? And then energy. What is your source of energy for your transportation, your housing, your business? Is there a way to reduce your energy consumption? Is there a way to generate your own energy? These are things that must be discussed. We've been offering you solutions as it comes to the waste streams and the composting and generating heat, as well as not having to buy inputs when fertilizer costs are up 300%, when seed costs are up 200%. Who do you expect to feed you? Let's talk more. To all our supporters on Patreon, we're grateful for your support. It is of immense value, and we hope to continue to add more value to you and your life as well. Talk soon. Grow where you are.
Wow.
Is there tea right
There's
there?
a